The opportunity to bring people in and talk to them qualitatively about their lives is really important. Every month or so we invite members of the public in, and it's our way really of taking the temperature of the nation. From these big data collection programmes we can find out all kinds of insights, and of course the power of research is when we take those insights and feed them into the policy cycle and drive change at the local level. So this evening our focus has been on how people are feeling about the communities that they live in and how they feel they're changing.
I belong to a few clubs locally, so I feel very much part of the community.
I do feel part of my community. I do feel like I'm a part of my community, but mainly because I try to get involved.
Where I live is my home, so I am friendly with the people around me.
Whilst we can see that people's engagement with their local community is increasing, in terms of formal volunteering we've seen the opposite trend. So we've got this interesting diversion between people being locally engaged and that being very important to them, as compared to a deterioration in the numbers of people who are formally engaged in volunteering activity. The age group at which you are most likely to be volunteering is between 35 and 65. Younger people and older people do less of it.
I think people are volunteering less because they haven't got the time.
I work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I have a social life, have a family that I want to spend time with. So to really be honest, to fit something in that's going to be another commitment, I just don't really have the time to fit it in.
Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I don't want to, but at the end of the day, when you've done something for them that they weren't able to do, I get back a buzz from it.
A lot of the qualitative research that we've done around this has really demonstrated that one of the biggest barriers for people is that they feel that volunteering isn't really for people like them, that they don't feel they're quite like the group of volunteers who are currently there.
I always look at this volunteer building when I'm coming out of my flat. It looks like a job centre come something for bric-a-brac. It has that feel to it.
I think the first barrier for volunteering is the word itself. People hear the word volunteering and they think, what am I really getting out of worth for giving my time?
To make me volunteer more, I think a bit more of an incentive would need to be sort of had, like sort of a bit more recognition.
The barriers, I think, is lack of information.
If people knew, I think they'd do it more, the types of volunteer jobs that are out there.
It's about people having time to explain the value of volunteering, and I don't think that process takes place all the time.
The areas that appear to have the highest levels of social capital then go on to drive higher levels of volunteering. So what you can see is the capacity for vicious and virtuous cycles of engagement and community participation to develop and deepen, and obviously the challenge for policymakers is to interrupt those cycles so that we don't see growing inequality at the local level. My experience is that when we invite the public in to TNS BMRB to talk about the way they're living their lives, it's normally an experience that pretty much everyone finds enjoyable.
I find it fun, I like talking, and you can't go wrong with a fresh pair of ears. I've come to this focus group tonight to try and make a difference.
I enjoyed listening to other people's views. I think listening to other ages and sort of different walks of life and their take on it, I can understand how important it is.
The focus group tonight was very interesting, and I think also things that come out of talking to other people, it does show you that maybe there's something you can do that you hadn't thought of.
It is impossible to not find this interesting. There's a huge benefit from making sure that the National Statistics database is part of the daily conversation, that people understand that we not only are measuring the temperature of the nation, but we're acting on that too and really contributing to the quality of public life.